I was in the conference room and I was just sitting, and I did get emotional, but I said, my life right now is an accumulation of all my choices.
Yep.
That's what my life is. So you ain't got a car, that's because you wanted to go get some steak and you was in the negative.
Hello!
You still wanted to get some steak with that overdrawn account.
And
then you wanted to, I need this outfit, I need it, and then it's still in your closet, you ain't even gonna wear it, but now you missed the light bill. And I'm gonna be like Cat Williams, fuck them light bills. And then,
come on! I'm getting offering. And
then it's like, but then I gotta call somebody, can I get some money for the light bill? I smoked the light bill. I'm out here literally burning money. I'm spending money on marijuana. I'm telling you, if I literally, the ending of my younger life.
What's the ending? What the ending say?
Thank you. Financial understand. That letter would probably say, don't start smoking weed. It would just probably say straight up, don't start smoking it. You wasn't smoking it just because you got a boyfriend that smoked it and you wanted to be closer to him. So you start doing what he doing. Do not smoke that weed, girl. Keep your rule. Don't kiss him. Don't nothing. And if he leave you, then you just gonna be left.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Say Something with Cherie. My girlfriends are back. Another special edition. And this time, we're talking about what would you tell your younger self? What would you tell your younger self?
You got it going on. Just keep going.
I can't wait to hear what the ladies have to say and share these intimate moments with you all. So stay tuned. I am headed to the set. You meet me there.
Everybody's here now. We got something to talk about. Just have to see, yeah, we're gonna talk it out.
Welcome back to another episode. Please help me welcome my girlfriends, Rhonda, Ariana, and Felicia. You look gorgeous.
Amazing.
Hey, gorgeous.
Thank you, beautiful.
Look at you. Fun at the bottom, business at the top. Do it. Like I said, I have my girlfriends back on the show with me today because y'all love them. I love them, and the conversation gets juicier and juicier and juicier. I'm going to have them introduce themselves again. From my right, we have...
I'm Rhonda Anita, real estate agent here in Atlanta. I am a certified life coach.
My name's Ariana Gillum. I'm a productivity consultant and organizer here in Atlanta.
I'm Felicia McCall. I am a content creator, photographer, and blogger, and I also have a hair product line.
Etta.com. My girl's doing a great things, and they just ain't telling y'all, but y'all see where to follow them. We'll have it scrolling right here somewhere. Anywho, on with the show. I'm so happy you girls are back.
Thank you for having us.
I enjoy the conversation. Oh my gosh, the lives that we are touching are amazing. I really knew that women dealt with things, but not to the extreme that I'm seeing the feedback. Like being vulnerable on camera about your journey with friendships, having to relive it, being scared to even talk about it, about what they're gonna think about it. It's like, it's a journey. So I appreciate y'all for sitting down with me, talking about it.
Thank you for the platform to do so.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So welcome to the top. One of the things that we talked about, trauma bonding. We talked about how we got there, how we came out of it, the things we had to recognize that was holding us there. And so even though we went down memory lane, if we really think about it, we talked to our production crew the other night on our pre-call.
Yeah.
And I asked, like, what topic is it that you want us to talk about? And my sister threw out, well, actually all three of them agreed, like, what would you tell your younger self? I said, oh, wow. Yeah. What would you tell your younger self? If you had to write a letter to the younger you, let's start, because it has to tell the story, right? So let's start with the opening of it. What would the beginning of that letter look like? I know.
Well, I thought about that because part of my healing journey was to go back, right, and deal with where the trauma started.
Yeah.
As a little girl. So I think that one of the biggest things that we're not taught is how to love ourselves. Mm-hmm. So I think I would start with forgiving myself for not knowing how to love myself, because then there was a season of beating myself up for not knowing how to love myself because of the bad choices I made.
Yeah.
So I guess I would start off with letting her know that it's okay.
You gotta say, dear Rhonda.
Dear Rhonda, I want you to know that I forgive you for not loving yourself. You didn't have the examples
Wow.
to show you how to love yourself. So don't hold on to that anymore. At this point that you have made it, you're okay. You're okay.
Wow.
And at this point now, since we know how to love ourselves, let's start with our boundaries. And what does that look
Ooh, I
like?
like that.
Love it.
Love
Girl, you
that.
would have had to tell me how to spell boundaries at this point, okay? Tell me what it looks like. What's the definition? Can I use it in a vowel? I mean, can I use it in a sentence? Is it a vowel? Is it a verb? Can I use it in a sentence? I mean, gosh, boundaries. So
Yeah.
that was definitely a lesson learned.
Yeah.
What would your letter sound like in the beginning?
My letter, I definitely would start, Dear Ari, let your light shine. And that's how I would start my letter. And I hope I would find this letter when I'm somewhere on the highest floor of my high school building because I'm trying to avoid everyone. And I would hope I find that letter and read it, and it would start off saying, Dear Ari, let your light shine. And I only say that because I spent so much time in my head thinking something was wrong or that I'm weird or the people pleasing, wanting to be in the circle when standing out was the most beautiful thing about me.
Hey.
So
Gosh.
I had to, if I could just reach and talk to her, I would say, be you. It's okay. Like, you are good. You don't know that you about to beat up when you get older. And you is not ugly.
That's
So
right.
I would definitely, that'd be in the first line.
Right.
Let your light shine. You is not
You
ugly.
is not ugly.
You is not ugly.
You is kind. You is
You are smart.
Oh, I love that. Wow. Felicia, what would your letter sound like?
Felicia.
In case she didn't hear the first two times.
Felicia. Girl, don't perm your hair.
Shade.
Do not perm your hair. Felicia, you have great style. Felicia, just know it's okay. You have what it takes. Don't be afraid. I would tell Felicia not to be afraid. Felicia, don't shrink back. Sit in the front of the room.
Yes.
Speak up, say something. Ooh. That's what I would tell Felicia.
Say something. Wow. I would tell myself, you are as good as you think you are.
Ooh,
Okay.
People had made me second guess myself or doubt myself because I always had a vision that I was great. I just, from the inside out, I felt good. I looked like olive oil. I knew that, and that was okay. Like, I was skinny. I bring her back, Lord. No.
You didn't want her then.
I didn't want her then.
Tell her who Olive was. We don't. Everybody don't know who
Oh, olive oil and Popeye. Yeah, that's right.
Popeye.
Audience, do you know who Popeye is? Okay, I was olive oil.
What's wrong with olive oil?
Back then, they didn't want me. Now they olive oil.
You look curvy, olive oil.
Always knew that I would be great. I always wanted more and I always thought I was worthy of more. But I was afraid it would offend other people, even in my family. My mom used to say stuff to me like, you ain't all that. Get in here. You think you pretty. Get out that back. She would always say that. It was never encouraging. And I did think I was pretty. I thought I was all that. I thought I was better than her. But, so I would tell Cherie, dear Cherie, you are as great as you think you are.
Wow.
Don't let nobody take that from you.
So you had this feeling of greatness from the beginning. It's just that someone else that you love, maybe their inward love for themselves kind of got reflected on you, and as though you probably, girl, get out the mirror.
Yes.
Nothing really that serious, but get out the mirror.
I would tell my mom all the time when I was young, I'm going to be this big, rich superstar. Like, I always said this. I was meant to be rich. We lived in the projects. I grew up in the hood. And I would go to bed at night thinking, I'm not going to raise my kids like this. We're not going to hear gunshots. We're not going to have roaches. Everything that I grew up, like, I knew that I was going to have the opposite of. Now, my father, I was a secret child. My mom had me by a man who was already married, and he was like almost 40 years older than her. So I was a secret up until I was in 9th grade. She then introduced me to him, but he had been taking care of me. He had a lot of money. He had a great job, very high-end, classy man. So When I met him, her and I walked down to McDonald's, which was like 4 blocks from the projects. And we were meeting this older man, nice luxury car. We get in and we're talking to him, and she says, I'm gonna run in McDonald's. My mama didn't leave us with nobody. So at that moment, I'm like, she's just gonna leave me here with this man, this old man in my head. He started talking to me about college, school, and money. And I was just like, why is he saying this to me? On our walk back home, she says, that was your father.
That's how you found out.
On the walk back home.
Wow.
That's how you found out. How old were you?
I was in the ninth. I was going into the 9th grade.
Okay, you were a big girl now.
So she said that she waited until I was in 9th grade because she knew it would become expensive for me because of the taste she knew that I had. He was very well off. Every day he came to see me, and then when I had to see him, I would have to go to the office. Again, the wife didn't know about me. So I would go to the office on like the 40th floor downtown Toledo, and I would get money for everything. He would bring me money every day just for me. But my mother said he always did this since I was born. He was paying her to keep quiet. So that made me feel like, well, that's why I have inside of me what I have and what I feel. And he was the very essence of that. So long story short, it was rooted in me.
Yeah.
And my mom saw it, but she didn't encourage it. It was kind of like, so my aunts and uncles always told me like, your mom is jealous of you. And I was like, my mom? And then I just remembered that. And I remember so the stuff she would say to me. And now, as an adult, she praises me a lot. But when I was growing up, I didn't get that.
Gotcha. I think for me, it's just the opposite, right? I'm a country girl. I love being a country girl. I jump on the back of a truck.
You are a
I like
country
jumping on the tire and then jumping over on the truck. I'll pick up anything. I love that side of me now. But I grew up with a farming family, not just with my parents, but my cousins and uncles and aunties and second cousins. I grew up in this huge Southern family. We were farmers, hard physical workers. So as I grew, I still kept that part of me up front. Simple, just laid back, no social graces, just relaxed, overly relaxed. And I think as I started to grow in my career as a woman, my style kept coming to the top, but I never thought much of it. So I found myself still going to the back of the room, still relaxed. But I was growing and improving, but I didn't see myself in the light of my growth. I saw myself in the light of my humble beginnings. So with that, I always kept friends at the humble beginning level, which was a breeding ground for jealousy. Wow. Did I say that too fast?
That is a good point.
It was a breeding ground for jealousy because I was just hanging out. You know what I mean? Well, I like the janitors, and there's nothing wrong with that. I still love that part of my simplistic, relaxed side of life. But as I was growing, I started to look a little different, feel a little different, speak a little different, improve so that I could get into different rooms. Well, when I started getting into different rooms, the people that I kept as my friends, we weren't matching no more.
No. And now who you think you are?
Who do you think you are? So I think it's been for me a series of experiencing, walking, coming to the front of the room, speaking up in the room, being okay with my style, and that everybody may not like it or they may get jealous of it because you're just a little girl from Alabama.
Yep.
So that's been my journey of becoming. It was the opposite of yours.
Yeah, I see that.
My parents didn't discourage it. We were always pushed toward education because everybody in our family were entrepreneurs and educated.
Okay, that
but we
was
were
good.
still hard workers. So just learning how to embrace the evolution of myself and allow my friends to enjoy that evolution. Like if I can enjoy that simplistic life, cross my leg and eat with my fingers, and you can still love me no matter who I become, you're my friend.
Yep.
But if you hate me
Maybe you pick up the fork.
because I found me a nice jacket at the thrift store that you
Nope.
can't tell was from the thrift store,
Right.
or I bought me a nice, designer bag, now you got a problem with it.
And you eating collard greens with a fork instead of with your fingers.
Now you got a problem with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So having that discernment has been a bit of a challenge for me, and it's been very hurtful.
You still go through that?
Oh yeah. I go through that a lot still, but I think the biggest part is not just the pain of betrayal or rejection from what I know, my simple self, I should say, my self growing up. It's just that my awareness of my growth is coming to the front. I mean, other people were seeing it, but I didn't see it. I didn't embrace me for the evolution, but they were mad about it. I'm like, what you mad for? Let's go get some Chick-fil-A. Let's go get some McDonald's. You know what you? But they were mad because they saw my growth and they weren't investing in themselves. And I think I was working on investing in myself and not just staying the same.
Exactly.
And it just happened. So
You know what? I was thinking about the statement you said when, well, who do you think you are?
ooh,
You know, Jesus asked the same question.
Didn't he?
Who do you say I am?
ooh,
So-
that's good.
I know who I am.
Yes.
But and here's the thing that I learned through my healing journey is that there's all parts of us, right?
Yeah.
Good, bad, the indifferent, and there's no bad parts.
Ooh,
There's
I
no
love
bad
that.
parts.
That's so good.
I have to be able to accept myself in all my parts, and that includes everybody around me.
Yeah.
So who do you say I am? And who you say I am determines if you should be in my space.
Girl, you
Now
get an
that's good.
offering.
Now that's a new question. Okay? That's my new question. Who do you say I am?
So based on you and your measurement,
Yes.
what can you get from me? What do you want?
Wow, that is
That's
so
good.
good.
I like that.
Your experience of me is determined by you. So I think that
Now that is deep. That is deep.
I'm just saying I've had to come and learn that, and that's me saying let myself shine. I shape myself based on people instead of the other way around. How can I please you? How can I and just thinking about growing up in my household, I wouldn't say I dealt with maybe kind of what you dealt with as far as like, you know, maybe mom kind of, girl, get out the mirror, but I didn't get that praise at home. It wasn't I kind of dealt with my mom being a little bit, she didn't like taking photos. When we tried to take a photo of her, she didn't like how she looked in the photos. So it was kind of like, I grew up with all brothers. I am the oldest. And so I grew up jumping off of roofs and getting in trouble and climbing trees. That's why I have scars all over me.
Tomboy.
My tomboy, yeah, but tomboy, but lost girl. Like it was really, really weird. It was, you know, I went through a lot. There was some different issues going on in my household, and a lot of issues, and I think it displaced my heart, my mind. I think I was just lost. You know, I think I was a lost girl. There was no guidance. My mom's single mom, so she's working. I'm the oldest. I'm watching my brothers. I'm being very fast. I'm doing things. And
You say you're very fast.
Yeah,
You were
yeah.
very fast, like hot tail.
Boys, hot tail.
Oh, you was hot in the
Yep,
tail.
Yep, hot tail
Ah.
boys. And there was really no discipline. So I mean, you know, my mom disciplined them the best that she could under her life and her circumstances. But I think that for me, just growing up, I'm like, I'm learning right now how to love myself. I'm doing
this
that
adult
right now
age.
at this adult age. And so what I'm about to say is crazy, but like, I truly don't know what I like. I don't know what I like. I don't know. Sometimes everyone else's voice is so loud because I run to everybody. Well, what are you thinking? Do I do, you know? And I don't. And it's like eerie because I'm reading a book right now, The Power of Now.
Okay.
And
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. And the author Eckhart Tolle. I probably butchered his name.
good.
But he's talking about there's a truth that's within us. It's already in us.
Already in
It's
us.
already in us. You don't have to go searching for it. And so I don't need to see. It's okay to have guidance and have mentorship and things like that. But Ari, you know you.
So good.
I'm
Girl, about
in
to cry.
there. You in there. Like I don't need the validation. I'm a strong woman. I'm proud of that. And so I'm getting myself into that. And you always tell me this, Sheree. Always. You like, girl, you need to stop. You are powerful. You're downplaying yourself. And I did that my whole life. And I think my mom even did that. I think that was something that I seen, you know what I mean? Because my mom is just gorgeous, a phenomenal woman. We all go through what we go through, but
Yeah.
I saw that with her. So
She's grown a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my
saw it.
God, you've grown so much. It's
Yeah.
something you said in the beginning that people see you. What was that? The way you accept me as the way I am.
Oh yeah, your experience of me is determined by you. It's just, I mean, I can't.
Hey, look, I need to put that on a plaque. I
You
like that
quickly
one.
judge a person and be like, oh, don't mess with her. She this, she that. And it's like, well, I can't take your word for
I
it.
can't take your word
I got
for it.
experience.
That's how
I
you
got
experience.
Maybe you came at her wrong, so that's why you got that from her, right?
About a month ago, I was going, a couple of months ago, I was going through something, and as I was waking up, I heard, make sure you shine every day. I just wanted to share that with you. Make sure you shine every day. And I was like, wow. I haven't put it to use, but
Well, you know, it's coming.
It's coming.
It's data.
yeah.
We just keep collecting, kind of like she said, you run to different people and you're collecting all these voices. But in certain times, you're pulling out that voice. You're remembering. Cherie reminds me of this. She always tells me this.
Yes.
Rhonda this. Felicia
And it's
this,
good.
These are the things. And the problem that I used to have with that I grew from with that, because it's a good and a bad side to that, right? I'm careful of who I lend my ear canal
ma'am.
to.
Yes.
Yes,
I don't listen to every prophet or preacher that's on social media. Not that they're wrong. I just cannot let everybody have access to my soul. Because like you said, I already know. I was born and raised up in this thing. I know who Jesus Christ is. And I know that he has sent. I know you need a covering. I believe in coverings. But I'm not going to listen to every single person. And I do that in my personal life too. I used to listen to so many people to get their opinion and their approval. To the point where I talked about my anxiety attacks a lot. And that made me a people pleaser. I was having anxiety because I didn't know how you were going to receive me or accept the decision that I had made. So I learned over the years that I don't need to go ask you or her or her or her. I do need to go talk to somebody for accountability, but I got to be careful of how much I'm bringing in, because now I'm confused. I'm messed up in my head.
Too many people. Get in the boat. She tell you to get out the boat.
Hello?
And then you can't. I even got to this point. You can't even be upset. People have their experiences. So one person's going to tell you, well, I think this, and you think, and then that person went through something different, raised different, different experiences. They're going to tell you. So now I got 90 different people in here, their lives and experiences. And
you don't even hear your own.
I don't hear that. That's what it is. I couldn't hear my voice anymore. I'm not sure how it sounds. I'm like, what's going on in here? So I've had to take a step back, reevaluate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like look at things in my life, and then like, okay, this is getting, out of hand. And what I can say about Yahweh is so crazy. I'm gonna try not to get emotional about this, because I am the apple of his eye.
That's right.
Everywhere. I thought that was just kind of like corny, cliche, but I'm talking about, I have been at my lowest. I'm constantly thinking about my past, thinking about men I've slept with, thinking about friends I've let down, thinking about things that I've said that are wrong to hurt people. I live with that constantly. And someone once told me, I can't even remember, again, I'm talking to so many people. Someone once told me that, have you ever thought that you're punishing yourself? Because I felt like, well,
And that's the job of the enemy.
it's the job of it to make you like, you're not worthy, or you're unlovable. I mean, I literally wrote a monologue that was called Unlovable, and I think Yahweh didn't even let me get noticed, because he was like, nope, I won't even support that. I won't. But it was so dramatic. I was crying on it, but it was real. To the audience, it's like, oh, she's acting. No, I'm not.
But that's how it's the real deal, baby.
It's coming out.
No, I think you read it to me in the office. You did.
Yeah. And
No, that was real.
Yeah, and so when I was coming from that, but it's crazy. I had an incident. I'm having a really bad day in an Uber, right? Transportation issue. So I'm taking an Uber home, and this lady, it's funny, when I got in the Uber, I thought she was kind of like being rude to me. It was weird. I'm like, okay, whatever. I got too much on my mind to worry about what you feeling. And I'm trying to get out the car, and she's like, ma'am. I think like, she's like, it's on me, and I gotta be obedient. I was like, okay. She was like, the Lord told me to tell you that he calls you his beloved.
Jesus.
I didn't know this random Uber. I'm talking about, I'm in the car about to cry in the back, because I'm just, look at you. You ain't got no car. You made bad financial choices. You're just low. You just, just dogging yourself.
That Lucifer.
And then I'm in the back seat of the
accuser of
Uber,
the brethren.
just looking out the window. Oh, poor, woe is me.
Woe is me. Beat yourself up.
Somebody say you start hitting your head upside, you hitting your head with a hammer. The devil like, no, here's a sledgehammer. You give yourself bigger. Just finish you off.
And then there go Yahweh like, hold up, and she
Touch
wasn't gonna
not
say
my
nothing.
anointed. Let me cut that right there.
I said that every day I think about that, because I'm like, whenever those thoughts come and I want to call myself a slut, or I want to call myself, you know, just mean or angry or whatever I want to think about myself or unworthy, then it comes in my head, but Yahweh said you was his beloved.
Hello.
He said you was beloved. Like, he called you that. I don't give a damn.
He calls you
what
friend.
anybody else is calling you. He called you.
Even you.
Even you, absolutely.
Because his word is bigger than mine.
That's right.
And
That's
so for
right.
me, I was just like, oh, I'm the beloved. I'm good. I'm
Look, what
And
passed?
it's so funny. I got over that because it took me some time now. But when I got over it and I established this 48-hour rule, baby, okay? That 48-hour rule, baby, is my ride or die, baby. She'd be like, you ready? Because whatever go down in life, be it bereavement, death, grieving, loss of anything, making bad decisions, bad choices, I'm going to live in it. I'm saying this to say, because part of what you're doing is right. I believe in living in what is going on, living in the now. You got to accept and have accountability on the decisions that you made, not blaming nobody else. You got to sit back and say, how were they able to do that?
Gotcha.
Why did I allow that? I had to look at me before you blame anybody else. And baby, when I sit in that thing and be like, yep, you did that. You was dumb as hell.
But what about when you do things that you don't know is wrong or not the best decision?
It might not have been the best, so that means I knew something was wrong with it. Okay,
So that
it
means
was
this is
the
about
best.
to be a lesson.
It was a lesson. And I said, you know what? After I admit and agree to that, I say, but now you got 48 hours to blame yourself, beat yourself up, cry,
2 whole days.
whatever. 48 hours. And baby, after them 48 hours is over, and God blow breath in your body, you better stand up and say thank you, because obviously he's not done with me, right? That's part of my story.
Obviously.
I got to get up
Obviously.
and show up and go on. And after them 48 hours, whatever happened yesterday was yesterday.
Yeah.
You can't tell it like I can tell. If somebody talk about me, be like, girl, you ain't telling the story right. Here's what really happened. I was homeless. You missed that part. You know, it's like, girl, you're not telling it right, because I'm over it. That was 6 days ago.
Let me help you with this.
Let me help you tell the story right. After them 48 hours, baby, I'm going to show up and I'm so strong. And at that point, it's like, now I'm going on and can't nothing tear me down. And so for me, I think I'm trying to be the better Cherie that I can than I was yesterday. So I'm only competing against myself. And I'm hard on myself.
Oh, yeah.
But I got to be the better person than I was yesterday. When I was getting beat on, that is the one thing that I still regret to this day. Letting my daughter's father beat my butt. I be waking up today when I look at him, I be like, how the hell did I let you? Like, how did I let you put your hands on me?
Because the Cherie now,
Try it now.
you would have been under 6
I've
feet. They would have been pulling me off.
Baby, the 20-year-old coming
tied
out of
up in
high
the trunk.
school. He'd have been in the trunk. I'd been calling y'all like, so when we burying him?
First
Be like-
48.
Literally. Talk about set it off. I'm like, 20-year-old Cherie, how did I let a man come in, and my child was less than a month, and he knocked me over a glass table with her in my hand, only because she was crying. And I laid her down and ran upstairs and called the police. No, I didn't. Hit my dumb butt. I didn't call the police. I called his mama. I ain't even called the
But
police.
here's a question I have for you. What do we say to ourselves now? Or what do you say to
Oh,
yourself?
baby, I was a nigga.
What's the letter now?
Well, I was gonna get to that. The letter now, because the only thing I regret is the beatings that I took from him. The letter is, but you stood up, because
That's
by the time Karina
good.
turned 3, baby, I had already started applying for jobs in Atlanta, Georgia, out of state. I had already got my associate's degree, which back then I thought it was a master's. I know, thought I was doing something. Okay, I had associates. I came here, got my apartment, had my little return check from school, paid my rent up for 3. I bounced on him. So today I would say, but you stood up.
That's
And it was in the
right.
moment
That's
that I
so
stood
good.
up, girl.
That's so good.
Look at life now.
Yeah.
So
That
in the
is so
end, you
good.
stood up. And here's the quote that I always say. Life is not about you, but it requires you.
Ooh, I like it.
It requires you to show up and go through all the hell, the dirt, the domestic violence, the being talked about, your mother dogging you, husbands walking out, failing as a parent. It requires you to go through all of that, because how else can you show up and help somebody else? So I look back now and say, wow, I call myself stupid, but it was a part of the journey.
It's part of the journey.
Yeah, I'm a very strong woman now, but I don't even give that credit to me. It's like, God, I thank you for that journey. So that is the story today. You stood up and remembered that life is not about you, it's about somebody else, but it requires you to show up.
And I think that the quote of the journey, I remember having this conversation with God, and I could just tell he was like, we just kind of chilling, right? We're just walking along. I was like, I don't like journeys. I like destinations.
I love that.
I just did not want to go through it. I just wanted to be here and be there. You know what I mean? I want a career, have one. I don't want to have to learn and develop. I got to read, I got to study, I got to improve.
Right.
All of this stuff I got to do to become a better me so
Yes.
that I'll have opportunities, right?
Yes.
So what you're doing, I love what you're doing. I think I'm so inspired by you, Ariana. I'm so inspired and just watching your growth. Just
If I wanted to be
seeing you-
anybody, it would be Ariana.
She's doing so much to improve herself and so self-aware of who she is, anything she's gone through. She's so self-aware, like, this is a bad thing, put it right there. I don't know what doing it yet, but put it right there. And I'm just so proud of what you're doing to improve yourself. So I really appreciate your story. I really love your journey that you're going through, and to be a part of what you're doing to improve yourself is so encouraging to me and for my life and my journey right now. So I just want to say, awesome job. I think you're doing an amazing job, and you are very inspiring to me.
Yeah, I want to be you when I grow up.
Yeah, she's so responsible. And you know what? She will ask, she will talk, she will open up. And I think that's the thing too. She reaches out for help. She's learning what help to reach out to. I think that's where you're getting some clarity on.
That is what I'm getting clarity on. And basically to comment on what you guys both said about accountability, I don't know if people realize this. There's so much, when you take accountability and own your shit, there's so much power in that. Because
I'm done.
you get the control. This is what I never understood. Why are you gonna go blame other people? That means they're responsible for fixing it.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
If you don't, this baby, I'm in control. This baby, I fucked up. I fix it. There's no you. If I'm blaming my mom, my dad,
That means they're responsible.
they gotta fix it.
Now they got an extra job.
Now they got an
in
extra
addition
job.
to fixing themselves.
In addition to fixing themselves, and that's
That is
what.
so powerful.
That's why when you said that, when you were like, you know, just being able to look back and be like, okay, this is me. I went through this. I'm just gonna be honest. There's been a lot of situations I just straight up put myself in. I had this choice. It was A or B, and I went with the
you
wrong
went with
one.
that one.
And then you know,
This my baby sister.
Yep.
so but literally, we do
You
it.
made that decision.
And so I'm
Owning it. How hard is it?
Y'all just sitting there. I was in the conference room and I was just sitting, and I did get emotional, but I said, my life right now is an accumulation of all my choices.
Yep.
That's what my life is. So you ain't got a car. That's because you wanted to go get some steak and you was in the negative. And you
Hello.
still wanted to get some steak with that overdrawn account.
That overdrawn account.
And then you wanted to, I need this outfit, I need it, and then it's still in your closet, you ain't even gonna wear it, but now you missed the light bill. And I'm gonna be like Cat Williams, fuck them light bills. And then,
Come on. I'm getting offering.
You said Catwoman?
Cat Williams. And then it's like, but then I gotta call somebody, can I get some money for the light bill? I smoked the light bill. I'm out here literally burning money. I'm spending money on marijuana. I'm telling you, if I literally, the ending of my younger life.
What's the ending? What the ending say?
Financial understand. That letter would probably say, don't start smoking weed. It would just probably say straight up, don't start smoking it. You wasn't smoking it just because you got a boyfriend that smoked and you want to be closer to him, so you start doing what he doing. Do not smoke that weed, girl. Keep your rule. Don't kiss him. Don't nothing. And if he leave you, then you just gonna be left. Cause at this point, that was big for me. I just started doing stuff, pleasing people, and I just was changing and changing. So that's another. We can just go all day into that.
On
but
and
definitely,
on.
just the finances. Like, if I could go back 10 years from now, I would be so well off right now.
Oh, yes.
If I could go back and make some different choices financially, mentally, just
All of
making
us.
those changes, yeah. Because I didn't know about finances, and I'm now realizing, like, wow, really about savings and high yield savings account. I didn't know about this stuff. I'm sitting over here, so I'm learning, and I think we got to think about those things. It's okay, you messed up, but really just bring yourself back in. And it's hard for me to ask for help. It's
Yeah,
hard for me
I
to
know
ask
that.
for help, not because I'm prideful. I promise it's not
'Cause
because
you
I'm
know you
prideful.
messed up.
Because I know I messed up. Why I'm gonna go ask you for some? Now I know we all irresponsible, right? So now I'm asking you to go dig in your pot and take away from you being able to make an irresponsible choice to help me.
Because you was irresponsible.
She always got her hands
Because you
in
was
my face.
irresponsible.
Like,
There you go. And
I'm the only one saving in this relationship.
Yeah, exactly. That's
I
it.
got to save so I have enough for us.
For us. Because you keep messing
Because I
up.
keep messing up.
Oh my God,
And
we
y'all
all
not
have
realizing
things.
that's why I have an issue. I promise that's why I have an issue. But when I'm getting it and I really I'm like, wow, can I get help? It's gonna feel better when I've actually been busting my butt, doing what I need to do. Then when I ask for help, it's gonna feel like, okay, I feel okay asking because I'm trying. I actually have some savings. I'm making the right choices.
Yeah.
Now I feel better. But it's embarrassing asking for help, knowing, oh, can I borrow some money? And I might spend half of that on an ounce of weed.
Right.
Or I might got to go to Fashion Nova, or my friend want to go get drinks. I know I ain't got the money, but I want to be
I'm
cute
going.
tonight. So it's constant.
Wee,
It's
she is so cold. You're so cold with Erie.
Well,
It's a
then you get
cycle.
paid, you owe half of that check out to somebody else, and now you can't get
Instead of
caught up.
catching up.
And yours.
Because I'm borrowing from the Dave app. Because I'm borrowing from, I'm on Klarna, split my payment. Oh, I've shout out Klarna, Afterpay. No, ain't no problem. I'm going to tell you. I can't use them. I ran them up.
You ran them up.
When they told me split forward, when they said $100 for this, and you split it in four, all I saw was, oh, I'm only paying $25 for this whole thing. No.
She forgot the other quarter, the other third.
Pieces of it.
Just
So,
coming
yeah.
out your check.
Yeah. Stuff like that.
That is a learning lesson. And yours might have been the ounce of weed, but mine was out to eat, trip, definitely out to
Whatever.
eat. No, you ain't had no money to go out to eat. Why is you out here? And the life
And you know we don't eat cheap no more. Ain't nothing. Number
no.
one, nothing cheap.
Back then when I was eating cheap.
I eat lamb.
Oh,
Y'all, these ladies had me at Galentine's eating lamb.
Check out the Galentine's
She's
video.
like, y'all just be eating lamb? Y'all
what
just
you
be
sitting
sitting around eating lamb?
And I thought that animal was only from the Bible. I'm sitting over here, y'all eating Bible animals? Like, this is crazy. Like, the lamb, ain't that a Bible, a magical animal? What?
ain't that in the Bible?
And I know I sound ignorant, so y'all laugh it up. But
This is what growth looks like.
That's what growth
This is
looks
what
like.
transparency looks like.
I love that.
We didn't always
I love
have
that.
it together, but we were front. Like we always been this prim and proper. And baby, we ain't. I was eating up the dollar menu many days. Karina thought we was rich. I was like, no, baby, I just had $5 that week. So if I got you a dollar menu every day, you felt like we was rich, baby. We didn't have nothing.
Transparency.
Felicia, what would your closing of your letter look like?
The closing of my letter would be, Felicia, read a book a month. Read a book a month on every area of your life that you're struggling in.
Oh, that's good.
So if you're struggling in finances, most Black Americans don't have the financial education we were talking about that we need, or influences that we need. Read about money, read about leadership, read about what area career you're in, read about housing market. I would tell Felicia to read. That changes the trajectory of your life, Felicia.
Knowledge as well.
And I was reading more spiritual books and good things, really good things. So I really grew spiritual, which was the right way to go.
Yeah.
But I should have added those other pieces.
Those other
So even though things were working for me spiritually, it had nothing to connect to.
Yeah.
I had no knowledge of let's say, project management or software engineering. Okay, all this
that's
faith
good. That's
growing,
good.
all this, oh, God, it's like, well, I got nothing to touch. I have nothing to touch on the earth. Give me something. So I struggled for so long. I was so determined after I graduated from college. I went to Tuskegee University, not to learn anymore. I was determined, I'm not picking up another book. And I was constantly broke.
Wow.
Constantly
That's powerful.
constantly broke. Like, you get a job, like, you don't offer nothing new. I mean, technology has evolved. Why are you still doing that and trying to sell that for $15,000 an hour? Don't nobody want that no more. So self-improvement
that's
is
so good.
so big. I would tell Felicia to do that, and she would be in a completely different place. But hey, we here now.
Even though she's freaking awesome.
What would you tell your younger self?
She's awesome as ever right
I
now.
would tell my younger self. No, you said.
What would you tell the closing letter?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I would say, dear Rhonda, I'm very proud of you.
Oh,
I'm proud of you for overcoming the obstacles that life presented you. And I am excited about the rest of your journey.
that's so touching.
I love that.
That made me
Because at the
cry.
end, I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you.
I don't think we celebrate ourselves. We look for the big victories, and we
Yeah,
forget
that made
we
tears.
forget the smaller milestones that it actually takes to get to that wealth place, right? Or that healing place. There's steps you have to take to get there, and we don't celebrate ourselves because all we see is the focus, the main prize, which is great, but along the way, I shouldn't have to rely, like you said, on everybody else. But for me to say, I'm proud of you. You really have overcame some things that could kill.
You got us in
someone
tears,
else.
girl. All us about to cry.
Yeah,
I think that's so beautiful.
Yeah, and I
We
feel
forget
like
it.
it's kind of like today in makeup when DeMarlo, he said to me, "What's wrong with Rhonda?" And I was like, "Probably her boyfriend." When Rhonda walked over closer to us, she was about to sponge her face, and he was like, "Put that down." She's like, "My hands?" He's like, "Put it down." She put it down. And he just embraced her. He just began to pour into her, and tears fell. And I was like, "Oh, she don't think I told him," because he was right on point with what he was saying to her. And I think closing that letter is that we don't get to hear "I'm proud of you" enough, because we've been through so much, and now we're strong. And that's the problem with being
Ooh,
strong.
now you're strong. You don't have to.
And you needed that in that moment. We just don't hear it. So I'm proud of you, because I know what you
I'm
carry.
proud of you.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Ariana. If I could just do a show with Ariana by herself.
You should.
I'm so proud of you. I'm just so proud of you. I feel like sometimes I didn't get it right with Karina.
That's a hard one. That's a hard one.
And I feel like our connection helped me get a redo.
Ooh.
So I'm just proud of you. You really make me smile.
Yes.
Thank you, Sheree.
So, man, just keep going, man. Don't let nobody take that from you. Felicia, I know what you carry. And I want you to know that I am proud of you.
Thank you.
I think I spend the most time with you. I spend more time with you probably than my husband.
In a good way.
In a good way. And I'm grateful for him supporting our friendship in this season, because
Yes.
you need me in this season.
Oh, I do. When I say I need you, what I'm walking through, I'm not ready to share with everybody, but Sheree just kept showing up in my shit.
She does that. She does
I
that.
was like, why are you here? Who told you to butt down? You know? It's like she keeps showing up and like, did you hear that? Yeah, I heard it. I'm about to roll up.
Me and Patrick in the car for the pull up, like, come on.
I'm like, why don't you just let me go home and look at the wall? That's what I want to go do. And she's like, no, I'm like, she is not going home yet.
Nope.
Because I want to be here and feel sorry for myself and wonder what to do. And she just pulled my hand, got my hand, and pulled me in. Oh,
That's what good friends do.
I'm quick. I learned this year. That is not my business. I'm not adopting everybody's stuff. But I'm also careful to be led by the Holy Spirit for where he puts me. This season of girl friendship, sisterhood came at the right time.
it did.
I
For
got
me, it came at the perfect time.
Even for me, I was separation anxiety. Karina is growing up. She's about to be 25. That parenting, she don't need me as much as I think she do. And that hurt me. Like, nobody needs me. My brother died, and I felt like that was my biggest fan on earth. And when he died, I gave up. I stopped doing everything. Karina also left for college that year. So nobody needed me. And if it wasn't for Trishawn, who's here in town this week, I don't know what I would have did. But I appreciate that time alone. And so, and when Patrick came and we got married, I soaked up that happiness. I still didn't go back. I didn't return to my brand during the pandemic because I needed that happiness that came with him. And I got lost in him. We'll talk about that. You get married and get lost, but I needed that happiness so bad. And so the right time, the sisterhood formed to remind me that, Sheree, you also need yourself.
Absolutely. Show up for you.
And we want to say we're proud of you.
Absolutely.
We're proud of
Very
you
proud of you.
for, I don't know,
The rebirth.
the rebirth of what you're doing and for just showing up. I'll say for me, for showing up in my life when I didn't want nobody there. I didn't want nobody in my life during this time. My daughter knew I needed you and she clung to you, and I just want to say thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for showing up for us in mornings that you don't want to show up for yourself because you're carrying a load too.
I almost forgot about that load. Thank you, Rhonda.
No, thank you for.
But it's not even your load to carry, but it's still there. And so you still show up for us. And so I appreciate you. Thank you.
And thank you, Cherie, for all of those days in the conference room. Y'all don't know, but we used to work together, and I didn't even, our connection was crazy. I mean, this woman has just poured into me, saw me, I'm talking about broken down, a wreck. She was helping me with my journey when I thought I wanted to be an actress, when I'm trying to elevate at work. I mean, just poured into me left and right. She'd be on her computer, high executive work that she's doing, managing her business, getting calls from her husband, daughter, family, friends, and talking to me. I don't even know how she was doing all of that.
That's normal, sure. That's normal life.
And I would hear about the love that she had for y'all. What's crazy is before I got involved, I heard about the love, the things that she would do, and to be invited, even that day in the park. So, right, let me
She was
keep my
like,
hands
me?
together.
I get to come.
But I want to say that I'm grateful for you, that you're healing loudly, so others don't have to suffer silently.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? That's what we doing. That's what that's what we gotta do.
Girl,
and
you
that's
got
what-
chills on me. Healing loudly
just
So
healing
others
loudly.
don't have
to
to
suffer in
silently.
silence.
And that's I think I have shame in my story, but I know there's a young girl out here who's maybe think that her value is diminished, but at some point I'm gonna have to say something. And I'm grateful for this platform, because I'm telling you, I'm sure you know it, but I don't know if you know how big it is and what it really is about, what it's doing, but what it's really about to do. I don't know if you, because I've been feeling like my voice has been like muted and quiet, and now I have a platform, and it's like, it's okay. I'm in safe hands, I'm with safe, but someone's gonna hear this, and some little girl is gonna stop sleeping around. Somebody's gonna stop allowing a man to abuse them. Somebody's gonna love themselves. Somebody. This is for somebody. I don't care if it's 2, 3 folks. Just, it can change trajectories, generations, everything, just by you being obedient and you wanting to say something. So thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. I didn't look at it like that, but thank you. And on that note, we're going to wrap this episode up. Rhonda, Felicia, and I have experienced life, and we're now in our 40s. Thank God.
Fine as hell.
One of us, somebody might be over 40.
True that.
But Ariana is about to come out of her 20s. She's in her late 20s.
Yep, late 29 next month. Well,
Damn.
April, so 2
Yeah,
months.
our birthdays are 3 days apart.
Yeah, crazy.
So this episode we dedicate to a young girl, have a young teenager, early 20s, and even whoever that's older than that can actually attest to what we're saying. Shout out to my crew for coming up with this topic. It definitely was needed. Ariana, I want you to close us out and talk to a young girl right now, give her inspiration that life is gonna be okay.
To my beautiful young queen that is listening now, it is going to be okay. That does sound cliche, but every day you can make to aim to be better than yesterday. But what I want you to do, what I want you to promise me that you're going to do, is you have to love yourself. You have to figure out how to do that. You have to forgive yourself. I'm just telling you to do it now. If you don't forgive yourself, if you can't figure out how to love yourself, it's going to be hard to accept love, to love other people, to even know if you love someone. Give yourself unconditional love. Right now, I'm fighting for my life right now. I'm fighting. There was a woman that I needed when I was younger. you have to be that person for yourself. And you have it in you. I promise it's there. It's going to take some reading. It's going to take some meditation. It's going to take some getting a circle of women to pour into you. I'm sorry if you got them friends and they smoking and they drinking and y'all don't talk about nothing. You can love them to death, but you gotta separate yourself from that. You have to pray. Start praying. I have a struggle reading the Bible. So if you can't go right to the Bible, just start praying. You can pray while you on the toilet, taking a shower.
That's right.
Do devotionals. You dig into yourself right now, because if you can do it right now, you can heal right now, and you can start getting everything that's yours.
Wow.
That's good.
Powerful. Until the next time, we encourage you to stay strong.